Okay, hello everyone. This is Milan from Bob AI. I'm going to show you how to use Bob AI to create your renter profile, sign your voucher online, watch the virtual voucher briefing, and also how to sign your AFTA electronically and how to request a relocation. We will show you how to do this on your PC, but note that you also can download the Bob AI mobile app for both Android and iOS. And we will show how this part also works on your mobile phones. So let me go through the slides and then show you a demo of everything. So first, how to sign up to Bob AI. You can go to the website https://bob.ai or just search for Bob AI on Google. Also, as I said, there is a Bob AI mobile app on the Google Play Store and Apple App Store. And on Bob AI, you can also search for units based on the city, number of bedrooms, and asking price. Now, what is the renter profile? This is a public page that you can create, that you can share with any landlord or any property. They can see some details about your voucher and what you're interested in, such as your credit score or desired moving date, your location preferences, voucher size, and so on. And they can also see if you can actually afford their unit. And we'll show you all of that. And you can also decide if you want to have your contact information public or hidden. Now, you can also check affordability on your rent profile. Let me show you one video. Give me one more second to turn on sharing with sound. Okay, so you can check affordability at any time, or you can show your renter profile to the landlord, and the landlord will be able to check if you can afford the unit. And also you can see the tenant portion of the rent, and you can know it even before you submit the RAFTA to the PHA.
Hi, this is to show you how to check if a unit that you're looking at is affordable. So let's say you go to bob.ai and you want to look for a unit here. So if you're looking at this unit, for example, you see that it's a 4-bedroom and it's $20.95. So you could enter the address that you take from here. So I'm just going to copy this address. And then in your page, click on referrals and vouchers. Under the action, go to renter profile. In renter profile, you can scroll down to the affordability calculator. Now I'm just going to paste the address that I had on there, and this is suggesting that the address is in Heath. So this is for the deductions. You should have this information on your voucher already, but generally if you are a person who may be elderly or have a disability, that deduction is $400. If you have children under the age of 18, that deduction would be $480. So you can multiply that by each child. And then the gross annual income, let's say it's $12,000. Again, this should be on your voucher as well. Estimated utilities for the unit. Usually if it's a single family home, you'll pay for all of the utilities in the unit. If the refrigerator is provided by the owner, and the stove or the microwave, also known as the range or the microwave, is provided by the owner, you could click on these two and click calculate and save. If it's an apartment or a townhouse, sometimes the water and sewer and trash are already paid. So those are pretty generalized assumptions there. So the estimated utilities here is $346. And so for this unit, the rent is $20.95. And the unit is a 4-bedroom, and my voucher size is also a 4-bedroom. So I can click on check affordability, in here it says success. This unit is affordable. And this will tell me what the HAP to owner is. So it looks like the full HAP would be paid by the housing authority in this example. And you could check utility allowance details here. Thanks. And let's say I found a different unit on Bob.ai that I wanted to take a look at. So this one is 3,200. Similar, but it's a 5-bedroom. I could still go here. 1010 Fredonia. So 1010 Fredonia. Same deductions. Now I'm going to select that it's a 5-bedroom. Calculate and save that. See how the utilities go up. And then I check this again, 3,200. And now the bedroom size is a 5-bedroom and I have a 4-bedroom. So let me check the affordability there. And this tells me no, the unit is not affordable. So that's how you could check your affordability. If you have any questions, feel free to post it on community and we'll take a look. Thank you.
Okay. So you can also watch a lot of our other videos on our YouTube channel. You can, when you go to YouTube, you can type Bob AI and you will see a few other videos, how to sign the voucher on the mobile app, or how to request relocation, how to sign your RHA, and so on. So a lot of answers you can find also there. Okay.
Hi, this is
forward. Now the virtual voucher briefing and signature. So moving forward, all the new vouchers that are issued by Rosenberg Housing Authority, you will be able to see a video online about the voucher briefing and to read all the forms and sign them online. This is the same as a regular voucher briefing that you did in the past, only you don't need to go to the office. And after that, you can sign the voucher and you can also print it or send it or download it to your computer if any landlord wants to see. As for the renter profile, you can share it. I will show you how your renter profile looks. You can share it on any Facebook groups in the city where you're interested to find affordable housing, or on Twitter or by email, or you can take the link and share it with everyone. As for units for my voucher, when you have a valid voucher, you would see all the units that are listed in the area that are also affordable for you. So you will be able to contact all those landlords and it will not show you all the units like Explore Rentals, but it will only show you the ones that you can actually afford. As for signing the RHA and submitting it to the PHA, you can now also do that electronically. So the landlord will complete basically all the documentation, and you will just need to log into Bob AI and sign it. You can see this video online. I will show it to you now as I demo. Also, when the landlord is submitting the RHA, the landlord will not be able to submit if it's not affordable, and if all the documents are in and they submitted, you will receive an email to sign the RHA and submit it. And also, if you are moving, you will need to upload the notice to vacate. Okay, so it's a 3-minute video, but we'll show this as well during the demo. And the last thing, requesting a relocation, you can also do that in Bob AI. You select if it's a port in, if it's a port out, or you are staying in the unit in the PHA, what's the date when you want to vacate the unit, what's the reason for requesting the relocation, and you can submit it. And the landlord will be automatically notified, and they need to sign the good standing letter, also online. and then the RHA will approve or reject the request, and if they approve it, it will create the voucher automatically. Okay, again, any questions about what we just went through, you can ask them in chat, and let me show you now how this works. So I'm going to type bob.ai, and I'm going to come to the website. So here, the landlords can search for renters. Here, you or anyone else can search for any PHA in the United States. And here you can search for rentals. So you can enter the city, number of rooms, and select price, and see if there are any units that are interesting for you. How to start using Bob AI? Click here on register, and you can select that you're a renter. And here you will enter your email, password. You will receive a notification code, a registration code to your email, and you can sign up, and that's it. I will now log in because I already have an existing account. Let me do that now. I will log in by using the email address. And this is my password. So this is how it looks when you log into Bob AI. You have a couple of apps such as your account, the units for your voucher, the vouchers app, relocations, chatting with the case manager. This is not always available. Inspections, where you will see your upcoming inspections. Manage RFTAs to submit and see all the RAFTAs. Community, which is a web page where you can see a lot of other clients and you can ask questions, and our support team and also the other clients will respond to your questions. Explore rentals, where you can see all the rentals, and payment standard, where you can see the payment standard also to know if you can afford the unit. You can also see some group chats here. For example, this is a group chat about an RFTA that's created, so you can chat here with also the landlord and sometimes also employees of the PHA. Okay, so the first thing that I will show you is this in the vouchers app. When you click on that, you can see your voucher here. So you can see what your program, until when it's valid, what's the voucher size, how many landlords are matched to your voucher, and if there is already an RFTA created for it. When you click here, you can click on renter profile. And here you can see your completed renter profile. And this is what you saw in the video a couple moments ago. Okay. Also, virtual voucher briefing. Yeah, I think this one is actually already completed or not. Great. So here you will see a video about voucher briefing. So you can click on that, and it will show you the whole video.
Welcome to the moving presentation for the Rosenberg Housing Authority.
The whole moving presentation for the Rosenberg Housing Authority. It's an 18-minute video, so you can watch that and then sign. I think this one I already completed, so let me log in with an account where I can do this from start. Okay, so you log in. Okay, so when you go to vouchers, here it says awaiting renter signature. So when I again click on the renter profile, this one, as you can see, is not complete. So you can give a description about what you're looking for. You can say if you're currently employed or not, what's your credit score, the annual household income. Again, these fields are optional. They are not needed, but sometimes useful for the landlord. Do you have any eviction history, any criminal history, and do you have any pets or not? Okay, as for the unit preference, you can say what's your desired moving date. So first, price range, how much you're going to pay for the unit, number of bedrooms, and locations. I'm gonna type Rosenberg, but you can add anything else that's also in the Rosenberg jurisdiction. Okay, I'm gonna save my renter profile. And this is now a public page that you can share on Twitter, Facebook, by email, or click here to copy it and paste it anywhere. Now, to continue to sign the voucher, you would need to first sign the virtual voucher briefing. So when you click on that, you will be back here and you will see virtual voucher briefing here. Okay, so here again, you can watch the video.
Welcome to the moving prison.
And after you watch the whole video, you can click on sign and sign with your name here. And note that the electronic signature has the same legal effect as the handwritten signature. When you click on next, you will see the equal opportunity brochure. You can read the whole brochure here. Okay, after that, you can sign that as well. Go to the next one, which is a good place to live. Okay, I advise you to read this in detail. After that, sign. Next one is protect your family from lead-based paint, which is really important if the unit you are moving into is built before 1978. And the same thing for the lead-based paint disclosure. After that, you click on finish, and the last step is to sign the voucher. You will just click on sign your voucher. And here you can see the usual voucher with all the details, and you would need to sign it here. Okay, and save. That's it. After that, you can see all the units in Explore Rentals, or click on units for my voucher to see all the units that are available for your voucher. If a landlord is asking you for a voucher, you can click here on print and either send it to a printer or save as PDF and print somewhere else. Note that this has only your signature at this point, but the Rosenberg Housing Authority will be notified also to sign the voucher. So after they sign, you will also see it here. Okay. This is it. That's the part with your voucher. And this is how you can request a relocation. So if you are an existing client, you can click here. And you will get this prompt saying requesting a relocation. When do you intend to leave the current unit? You will enter the date to vacate here. What is the reason for requesting relocation? You can select one of the reasons here. And are you requesting to move outside of the PHA's portability jurisdiction? Is it a portability? If no, select no. If yes, select yes, and enter the name of the housing authority that you are moving to. Okay, and the last thing before we move to mobile, let me go back to that other account and show you how to sign the RAFTA online.
Hey, Milan, while you're here, can you do me a favor real quick? Go back to our main page. There's a question in the chat to search for rentals. Can you just click on that search for rentals button? So here is where you can look for Rosenberg, for example. Yep. And then just click search. And then you'll see like 11 units here. And then if you go back, you can also search for Houston. And you'll see, over 40. It'll just show you 40 per page, but you'll see more than that as well. I just wanted to make sure, since I looked up and saw that you're on that screen. So that's for the person in the chat that was asking that.
0, but if I go back.
And you can see that list there. And then all the blue dots, you can also look at it by location as well.
Yeah, and if you open a unit, you can see more details, contact information. You can say I'm interested, and they will be notified. For some of them, you can also see the amenities and see a lot of pictures.
Thanks, Milan.
Yeah, you're welcome. Okay, let me log in one more time. So again, if you get an email to sign your RAFTA, that means that the landlord completed everything online, and now it's your turn to sign it. So you will just go to the dashboard, or after here, let me see. No, log in with the other account. A second. More. Okay, so if you received an email to sign your RAFTA, you would go in here, and you will see that your RAFTA is sent to client. As for the email, you can also find here how your email looks like. And when it's in send to client, you should click here on actions and open the RAFTA. So here you can see all the unit details. Make sure if the landlord selected everything as is, if the address is correct, the apartment number is correct, structure type and all the utilities are correct, number of bedrooms, monthly rent is what you agreed on. After that, you can also see the additional amenities, year build, square footage, and a lot more details about the unit. Again, every landlord is required to fill this in as they are creating the RAFTA. And there's one more thing. If this unit is, if your voucher is relocation, you will see another field here called additional documents. And in that section, you'll need to upload your notice to vacate. The process for that should be pretty straightforward. If you're not clear how to do it, that's also in one of the videos. And this is the RAFTA page where your signature is needed. You can see that everything is already filled in by the landlord. You will just need to enter your address and phone number and sign it here. If anything is not filled in well by the landlord, the rent, the address, or anything else, and pay attention to the apartment numbers. Sometimes the landlord makes a mistake on apartment numbers. You would click on return to landlord, and you can enter here the reason and say, I'm returning this because you need to change this and that. The landlord will receive an email and they can submit one more time. In terms of signing the RAFTA, this is how you would do it. Okay, once all the information is in, click on sign here. Are you sure you want to apply your electronic signature? This will have the same legal effect as the handwritten signature, and confirm. And now the form is ready. If there's anything that needs to be changed, you should click on return. Once you sign and submit, it will be sent for approval and the PHA will contact you. Okay, sign it. and that's it. Click on Submit Raft Package. Now the PHA will receive an email and they will review your raft. Okay, Vin, before we move to mobile, are there any questions we need to answer?
There is one in the chat that I did my best at answering in terms of, but I think it's more of a programmatic one. Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
thanks, Kim. Great.
Let me stop sharing now, and Vin will show you how to do the same thing on your mobile phones.
Yep. Ignore my messy desktop. But let me make sure you can see my phone. All right. How does that look?
Looks good.
Okay, great. So this is what our mobile app looks like. And this is once you're inside the app. So this is sort of this is the logo if you're looking for it to download. It's just Bob, and it'll say bob.ai. So once you log in, it has the exact same logins here. There's a left navigation menu. It's what we call the hamburger menu that you can click on, and then that'll give you a way to kind of see your name and whatnot, and has different logins and log out from here. But mostly what I wanted to show you is this vouchers app right here. You can also request to relocate, manage your raft, assign your RFTA from here as well. But I'm just going to click on vouchers for right now. So I created a fake case here, a fake client name of Ruth Krell. You can see here that the status is awaiting renter signature. That means the PHA is waiting for me to sign this document. So if you're working, right now, this program is the emergency housing voucher, or EHV, but this is just for our test public housing authority here. So I'm just going to click anywhere on this screen. And then here is my navigation menu where I can go to chat if I'm looking at a chat with a landlord from this voucher. I can go to units for my voucher, or to look for any units that were matched specifically to me. Or I can, view my virtual voucher briefing here, or sign my voucher or view my renter profile. So let's just say I want to go in and I want to sign my voucher. It's automatically going to direct you, regardless of which process you're at, to watch your virtual voucher briefing first. So if you see this is not an error. This just means that you need to go and watch your virtual voucher briefing before you will be allowed to sign your voucher. So when you see this, it's just a warning. Just click to proceed so that we can help you navigate to the correct spot. So as you can see here, this is the Rosenberg Housing Authority's moving presentation. I can watch it from anywhere. So, you don't have to be at your specific computer. You could be watching it if you're, on the bus or sitting in a car, or, during your lunch break or anything like that. So I can click here and do that. So I can kind of, move this around to any orientation to make that a little bit bigger, and then watch the briefing from there. And I don't know if y'all can hear what's going on with that, but this is sort of this is the main view from my phone, right? So I can click on this and watch the same things that I normally would, that sort of Millen had already gone over. So let me just close out of this. And then so back to vouchers here. I can go back to this, go to sign my voucher. I can click on this to watch the video. Click on here and just sign this. So here you'll see your name is populated in a very, very similar manner. Click on Got It here, and then click Next. So here I can also view the same document that Millen was just looking at as well, by going to this View PDF. And just keep in mind that these documents are always going to be here for you. So if you forget, where they're at, there's no, fear of losing the documents. They're always going to be there. You can always go back and take a look at them. Just click on Sign here and then go to Next. And then here I can also go to view the Good Place to Live. This is the same packet that I think HUD's had for a few years now. So if you're familiar with this, you may have already gotten this. Oops, sorry. You may have already gotten this document in the past. And this last one is going to be, protect your family from lead-based paint. So very similar documents, but in a mobile-friendly version. And click sign here. Click next. Okay. And then here's your lead-based paint disclosure. Just let you know that it could be harmful if your unit is built before 1978. All right. So once you're done with that, you'll get a notification to go to the next process. So the next process here would be to complete your renter profile. So I'll click on this one. And here's your renter profile that you could also do on your mobile app as well. So if I wanted to, I can also add a photo here. If I wanted to hide my profile, I can hide my last name and a lot of the other identifying information there. Let's say, instead of Rue, I go by Rue. I could do that as well. And then from here, I can enter my cell phone number. And then any sort of information. The date of birth here is not necessary. These are all optional fields. This is just if you want to, be notified for senior housing, if you're over 55, you can enter that date of birth there. And the rest of these questions that I'm going to answer are also optional. So whether or not I'm currently employed, what my credit score is, your annual household income is already populated here for you. That comes from your voucher. And whether or not you have an eviction history or criminal history. And the only required field is pets. And that's just to help us in making sure that you're not matched to a unit if you have a pet that they can't be moved into. And then you can enter your desired move-in date. And then here you could put in, Houston or Rosenberg or anything like that. And then just click next. And then here your housing assistance providers will already be, Rosenberg Housing Authority. If you're working with any Office of Homeless Services or the VA, you can also have that listed there. But I'll pretty much just save this on the renter profile. And then here I can go in and sign my voucher. So you just get the basic information. It's not going to look like the voucher that Milan just showed you earlier, but you can just see, the issue date and expiration date. Of course, y'all only have 60 days, but here I'll click on OK. I signed it. Save. And so now I get to the exact same spot where I can go to Explore Rentals and look for any units specifically on my phone as well. So if I wanted to go and search for Houston, Texas, I can do that as well. All right. All right, back to you, Milan.
Okay, thank you, everyone. We didn't get any new questions in chat, so this is the best time to ask any questions you may have. Is there something someone has to add? Or if someone from Rosenberg Housing Authority wants to add something.
Yes, Milan, this is Kim. And what I wanted to let our families know is that it's always best to contact your case manager and let her know if you are wanting to move. Because we do require, in order for the vouchers to be issued and for you to have enough time, 90 days ahead of time to let us know. And so if you go through the process and get a letter of good standing and we're not getting enough time, it will be denied by the housing authority. So you can't usurp the housing authority process and try to get it in less time by going through this. So if you let us know, Diamond will then contact you with an email and let you know when it's time to start your process. Milan, did you actually take them through how to sign their letter of good standing? I don't know if we just kind of ran through that real quick or not.
We showed that to the landlords on the landlord workshop, yes.
Right, but the tenant has to initiate that, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, we showed that.
You did show that. Okay, I don't
How to request, yes.
Okay. And there's a bunch of documents that the families are required to sign besides the ones that you showed them. I thought that should have been there. I didn't see them anywhere. The moving packet. And I didn't see that.
Answer Kayla, right?
Okay,
We can discuss that offline
Sure,
and we can
that's
edit
fine.
the video. Yeah.
that's fine. Also, can we let them know how to get a hold of community?
Okay.
Yes.
So that if they have technical issues, we need to make sure that it's being sent to you to resolve and not the
Mhm.
housing authority.
Yes, we will. As for requesting the relocation in the relocation app, one more time, this is where you do that. You enter the date to vacate the unit, add the reason for requesting the relocation, and say if it's a portability or not. As for the community, it's here on your home page. You can click on that. And you will see a lot of messages here also from the past and a lot of responses and people talking. So that's where you can get help. And we will also soon be adding some automated responses that our software learned from support over time. So that will be something that will also notify all the renters about.
And then, Milan, we had another question in the chat about how to do the RAFTA again. I just wanted to double check and let you guys know that the RAFTA, keep in mind, is always done by the landlord. So you won't actually be responsible for doing the RAFTA. All you'll have to do is be responsible for signing it once this is sent to client. So just make sure that when you're filling it out, to fill out the voucher part, what we kind of ran through was what I did on mobile and what Millen did on the desktop. So that's primarily the part that you'll have to do. Once you find a unit and you contact the landlord and you've kind of gone through that part, the landlord would complete all of this information for you, and can input all of this information into Bob.ai. Once they send this and it's sent to client, then all you have to do is this part on the right, is review the packet, make sure it's the correct apartment number, and that you sign it, or make sure that the address is correct, the rent amount is correct, and then you sign the RAFTA packet. Then that'll go to the Rosenberg Housing Authority.
Okay, I saw one more question in chat saying, how does the landlord sign up for this? So in the same way as you can, just come to bob.ai and there is a register button here. They will only select this option, housing provider. And that's it.
Also, Milan, on our website under landlords, it explains to the landlords how to create an account. And if they are attending the landlord briefings that we hold every Wednesday, we let them know and give them the information on how to create an account through bob.ai. So
Okay.
they should already know that. And I think our families are a little confused in that we've always given them the inspection packet and it initiated with them. And so they're used to starting the process with them. As far as bob.ai, it's kind of opposite. It starts with the landlord, and then the landlord's information is given to the tenant.
Okay. And I think the account that I'm showing on is our test PHA. So I think that's why you didn't see all the documents, but we can take that offline.
Okay. And then Milan, I saw one of the questions here about how do they switch from DHA to RHA? And that's a common thing. Every time our families are calling us and letting us know, all I see is Dallas. Can we go over that one more time? How can they make sure they are not seeing units in Dallas?
Yes. So
that is a common issue.
Go here.
Milan, share your screen again.
Oh, sorry. I was sharing. So when you're on the home page, click on search for rentals and type Rosenberg or type any place that you're specifically interested, and you will see small number of units now because we just recently started using it. The reason you're seeing a lot of Dallas units is because they're using it for longer. But we hope also to have the same kind of usage from Rosenberg landlords, and you will see many more units as time goes by. And that's also the answers to Courtney's question, saying under units for my voucher is not showing any result. The only reason is that for your voucher size, there aren't any affordable units on Bob AI at the moment. So we are still trying to, yeah, that's I think what Vin also answered in chat. We are trying to get as many landlords as we can to list their units. And then we'll be able to see more of them.
But you still have the list of apartment complexes that take the Rosenberg Housing Authority voucher that's available on our website. So you're not restricted to just these 11. You can still look at the apartment listing. You can still go out and find units on your own. So you're not limited to just the ones that are offered here.
And it looks like I'm getting a couple of direct messages that I think are meant to go to everyone. So I'll just kind of read one. Someone also asked, do we have to wait until we get our voucher to do a notice to vacate and letter of good standing?
No, they are not issued a voucher until we receive the letter of good standing. That's the letter of good standing is what starts that process.
Right. So just keep in mind that you definitely, if you want to have a voucher, so don't wait until you get your voucher, but we have to get the notice to vacate and the letter of good standing before you're issued the voucher. And keep in mind, you can always, for the units that are listed in Rosenberg currently, you can also reach out to those landlords and see if they have any other units that are available as well. So that's another possibility, in addition to the list of apartments that Kimmy mentioned as well.
And remember also, the Housing Authority needs a 90-day notice if you're planning on moving. Don't forget that, because it will be rejected if you're only giving us a 30 or 60 day.
And just to answer this question out loud, if you're looking in terms of, what sort of programs for the Rosenberg Housing Authority, you want to use HCV for the housing choice voucher. There are some other housing authorities that have emergency housing voucher, EHV, and project-based vouchers and PBB. But if you're using a moving voucher, your program is going to be HCV. There's another question in the chat that's directly to me, but I think it's meant for everyone. Does your current landlord now write the letter of good standing? Yes. When you request to relocate, that screen that Millen was showing earlier for the request to relocate, we will automate a letter of good standing that is sent out to your current landlord to the email address that they provided, and they'll be sending that out as well. So they can request, you can request to relocate, and then the automated email will go out to your current landlord to sign the letter of good standing. They can upload documents about any specific damage or unpaid rent. They can upload rent statements and things like that. And the Rosenberg Housing Authority will be able to view those documents.
Also, when you are choosing to move, the Housing Authority will send you an email that has all of that information in it so that you kind of understand the process as well.
Our cycle moves, they have to initiate. They have to do that mutual.
Any other questions that we can help answer while we have the Rosenberg Housing Authority here? Okay, yeah, we get this question often as well for the voucher briefings. Can you rent a place that's more bedrooms than what's on your voucher, right? And this was a question that was asked earlier on as well, is we do calculate the affordability based on what the income that's reported on your voucher as well. So if it's over that 44% threshold, I believe, we will not, that your landlord will not be able to submit that RFTA. But if you have, you know, I think the common question is if it's a 2-bedroom, but it's enough for a 3-bedroom, can you lease the house if it doesn't go over that amount? The utility allowance for a 3-bedroom is going to also be higher than utility allowance for a 2-bedroom. So you definitely have to take that in mind, even if the rent is the same. But that will be on a case-by-case basis. I guess like the general answer is it depends. So the other question from the direct message that I got is, so if you're planning on moving, the first step to take is to let Diamond know, and then she'll send you the steps. Yes. So if you're requesting to relocate, if you plan on moving, your first step is before that, you know, you want to give them at least 90 days. So you let Diamond know 90 days before you're planning on moving. And then she'll let you know what the next steps to take through that email. She's going to send you an email with all the different steps. And then, you know, you can request to relocate after that, and then the letter of good standing will go out.
On our website and within our office, there is a mutual rescission form that if you fill out and have the landlord sign, especially if you're in the middle of the lease and you're wanting to move, if you fill that out, submit that to Diamond, she will make sure that she initiates this process in order to issue you a voucher.
I'm just going to put that in the chat real quick for y'all, that link to the Rosenberg Housing Authority and moving. And then there's another question. Do you get a utility allowance that goes toward your light bill? I think you may be referring to the utility allowance payment. And that's only if your tenant portion is well under, you know, or like if it's under, if once the calculations are done, that there is an allotment that will go to that. Of course, if it's, go ahead, Kim.
The Rosenberg Housing Authority is a moving to work agency, and we no longer send utility reimbursement checks, so that's not even an option anymore.
Awesome. And Kim, I've got another one in the chat. Does the landlord rescission form serve as a 60-day notice?
Yes, it can serve as a 60-day notice to the landlord because they both have to sign that. But you need to make sure that that is turned into the housing authority so we know to initiate the process 90 days in advance.
Kim, I got another question in here. It says, what if the landlord doesn't get my letter of good standing in time?
Then that's going to delay the move. And what's going to happen is that might push the dates back, or it might end up being denied if we don't hear back from the landlord.
And then there's another question. How much is the deduction for disability?
$400 if you're head of household. That's automatically calculated by the housing authority. You should already have that, or it'll be computed in the adjusted income.
Okay, I don't see any other questions, but was there any that I may have missed? If I didn't get to your question, you can go ahead and put it in the chat or unmute your microphone and ask it out loud. Okay. Kim, was there anything else that you wanted to, oh, one more question. Okay. What if the landlord is not cooperating with sending the good sanding letter in time.
Or rescission in her case.
So it,
In Courtney Atkins' case, I already have a mutual
as far as
rescission.
in this particular person's situation, everything is good.
Yeah. Even
So,
if I don't get it, I'm good because I have a mutual rescission.
We've already got a mutual rescission from that particular landlord. So we're good with that. But here again, we must hear back from the landlord before we can go any further in issuing a voucher. And if there's a delay, there could be a delay in issuing a voucher, it might be denied altogether. Or you might have to push your move out.
No, that's the purpose in the 90 days.
I have a question. Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm on the app, right? And it say I'm just reading it as y'all talking, but it say requesting a relocation. But at the bottom it say, are you requested to move outside of DHA? I don't know why I keep saying that.
That should be the PHA's jurisdiction. We'll take a look at that and make sure that that's updated.
And that is a common question that we get a lot. Is it because it's not set up in the renter profile yet, or that shouldn't even matter? Because
Yeah,
Shouldn't even matter if they're logged in with the email you provided to us. They should be Rosenberg Housing Authority right
Okay.
away.
okay.
Can you answer?
let's see. That other question about, so I have to get approved for the apartment or house before the voucher is supplied. No, you want to get the voucher first, right, Kim, before you get approved for the apartment or the house?
Right, you've got to get a voucher first before
Yeah.
before you even start with whether you're approved
Mhm.
by an apartment or a house. The voucher is first.
Yeah.
And you shouldn't have to enter anything into the affordability calculator, because the housing authority, once you have received the voucher, all that information is already in Bob.
Let her know she cannot.
Yep, the only thing you'll have to enter if you're like looking for another unit should be the address and the rent amount that they're asking for. So if you just watch that video again, you should be able to see that. And again, it's also on that link that I just sent to the rosenberghousingauthority.org/moving. It's on the right-hand side of that screenshot if you just click on that link as well.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what if you are already a part of, you moved from another state, you move your voucher down here to Texas, and then you just years on down now you decided you want to move back to the state that you came from. Do I do the same process as that?
So essentially you're asking about portability.
Yes.
Diamond or Kim, do you want to take that one?
You can go back to the state that you came from as long as you've been with the housing authority here for at least a year. And then you can do that exact same process, requesting that you want to port back.
Okay. Right.
But you cannot move before you're a year.
No, I've been here for 3 years, so I was just asking.
Okay.
And then Courtney asks, what is a relationship code? You shouldn't have to enter your relationship code if your voucher has been issued already by the Rosenberg Housing Authority. So what that is, once you get your voucher issuance, you'll get a relationship code in that email. If you just sign in with the same email address that the Rosenberg Housing Authority has for you, though, you will not need to enter one. So just make sure that you know, if you've already been issued the voucher, that you're using the exact same email that you provided to the Rosenberg Housing Authority for them to do that. And you should not need a relationship code.
And since you said that, that is very important that they make sure that they update the housing authority when they change email addresses, because if they don't, they're not going to receive their voucher. And that might be part of the problems that we've been having with why families can't seem to get the notification that their voucher has been sent. They're logging in, or they're using a different email than what the housing authority has. Yep, definitely. It's very important that you know, changing your email address on Bob is not going to do anything for you, right? It's you definitely want to make sure that you're updating your case manager if you have a new email address, so that they can update it in Bob for you. Any other general questions we can answer for you? Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining us on this client workshop. Again, just, you know, check the website, Rosenberg Housing Authority, rosenbergha.org for additional information, /moving for all the information on moving that you may need. And to recap, you want to put in your request to relocate with the Housing Authority at least 90 days in advance before you're ready to move, and then you'll be issued that voucher. And then you could go and find a unit, whether on Bob or affordable housing, or you know, that list of apartments or any other place that you would like. Even if you you know, see a for rent sign, you can always, you know, see if they accept